Hello everybody, the Great Dino Ranger here again, back with another review. Today we're going to take a look at the Jurassic World Chaos Theory Danger Pack Guemesia. So this is another new species from Mattel as part of their new Danger Pack lineups for this year. A new species, a new Abelisaur. Super stoked to have another Abelisaur. Man, that whole family group that Mattel is making just keeps on growing, and I'm really excited to add a new member to the family. And yeah, this thing looks really awesome in person. I can't wait to get it out of the box so I can take a closer look at it. But this is really cool. One of the newer figures as part of this newer wave. I got this figure for my birthday, and packaging wise it looks pretty good, pretty standard. And then on the back we got the FactSap stuff and the other figures in the lineup. We got the Dimetrodon, Hypsilophodon, I totally forgot what this guy's name is, and then the Guemesia, which is what we're reviewing right now. I plan on getting these two next. I'm skipping out on the Dimetrodon, but yeah, really nice little small figure. So let's go ahead and get a closer look at this thing. Alrighty, so here we have the Guemesia out of the package. Now, there isn't necessarily a whole lot to really go over. This is just a single Danger Pack dinosaur, but it does have a lot of cool detail on it. So I don't know a whole lot about Guemesia, other than the fact that it's an Abelisaur. I don't even know exactly where it lived. I probably should have looked up all this stuff before doing this review, but I'm sure you guys can look this up at home on the internet just to learn a little bit about it. I'm probably going to do that after I record this. And yeah, overall, it's a really cool one. You can obviously tell it's an Abelisaur, and it's really cool too that it's got the famous Abelisaur characteristics in terms of anatomy. It's got the rounded, smaller head, the elongated, somewhat body, somewhat of longer legs, and extremely small forelimbs. Sometimes you don't get a lot of cool, proportionate Abelisaurs from Mattel. There are some that don't have like that elongated look, and some that don't even have the small proportionate arms. They're a bit longer than they need to be. I'm looking at you, Cryptops and Rajasaurus, but some of them are really good, like this one. Detail-wise, this thing is packed. A lot of Mattel's figures, I keep on saying this, they just keep on improving. They're updating their sculpts and detail and everything. The detail on here is just phenomenal. Looking at the face, it really reminds me of the Scorpio Venator a little bit, but it's really good. You got a lot of nice scale detail around the face, these large plate-like ridges here on the back end, these large, sharp ridges above the eyes right here, some more scales, some more bumps and spikes, and kind of like that rigid, almost like dragon-like scales here on the back of the head. Looks really cool. Like I said, really reminds me of the sculpting that Mattel did for the Scorpio Venator. The teeth are nicely done as well. They're fairly sharp. Like I said, Mattel has been kind of adding some sharper teeth to these figures since they haven't put any of the rubber inserts into these smaller figures yet, but at least the teeth look a lot more sharper and not as fat and huge like previous versions. But the teeth look fairly good. The jaw here, look at those scales, really large scales, really remind me like the scales that you would see on the face of a snake. They're kind of just like large. And then here you get the tongue and the little gum flaps on the side. Pretty nicely generic detail on the inside. You can see the tiny little nostril right there. Nice amount of detail in here on the neck. Some nice wrinkles in the skin, some more smaller pebble scales. Then here on the body, the whole body is just covered in like the smaller sculpted in scales, which look really great. Even got some here on the arms as well, and the cute little nubby hands with the little fingers that look like they show claws on them. Some more wrinkles in the arms. And then, yeah, that pretty much goes all the way throughout the body, and you got more like the jaggedy scales here around the top of the shoulder area, and like some more ridges and spikes going along the spinal column here, with some more bumps right here. So kind of like that generic scaling, texturing osteoderms that you would see on other Abelisaurs, but it looks really nice though. Some more skin wrinkles here on the underside. Not a whole lot, it's more smoother on the underside, but you got some more here on the side. And then here on the legs are gorgeous in terms of sculpting. Look at all the scale work on it. Just looks great. Mattel did a lot. And then you got a lot of these more pebbled, scattered osteoderm like bumps or spikes, whatever, on the skin, kind of like your classic Abelisaur scales here along the side of the legs right here around the top and a little bit on the side, so that's pretty interesting. I don't think we have that in previous ones. Some nice detail, some lines across the skin, across the knee area, across the rest of the legs. Some nice detail. Got some more of like this rugged texture here on the back of the calf and the ankle area, and some more of like the line texture for the feet, so that the scales kind of end right there. And the claws are nicely sculpted as well. Same with the underside, pretty typical. And then the dew claws, nicely sculpted, nice big long dew claw. I can assume they'd be pretty nice and sharp if this thing were alive. So here's a good look at the other side. It's pretty much the same in terms of detail. Really nice amount of scales and spikes and whatnot, but they look really great. Even got some scales kind of popping out of the usual mold right here in the arms, but that looks pretty cool. You can see some more spikes kind of sticking out right there. Here across the tail, really nice thick tail, at least on the side, covered in beautiful scales, and some more of the larger spiked ones kind of continuing down almost to the tip of the tail, but it looks really nice. Some more skin wrinkles stretching down there, kind of giving it like a source of movement with the skin stretching out. But yeah, really nicely done. And much like all the past danger packs or dinosaurs of this current Chaos Theory line, this dinosaur is covered in scars. So you got some scars here on the neck, got some really more deep ones right here on the side, some big ones here on the side of the leg, and you got some here on the tail. Same thing can be applied on the other side. Got some more here on the neck, on the body, some more scattered around the leg, and then some on the tail. Like I said, this will be really cool if I get around to paint these scars, and it'll just make it pop. So yeah, and then here's the scan code for that as well. Nicely done with this scan code. The paint job wise, I really like the paint job. I don't know what it is about red and dark colors together, but they work for Abelisaurs. I mean, it works perfect for a Carnotaurus, but I think for any Abelisaur it works. It really reminds me, this color palette, the red and the dark gray, really, I can think of two different things what it reminds me of. One, it reminds me of the Demon Carnotaurus, the one from the Kenner one, also I guess you can say Mattel's as well, but also maybe the Demon from the movie, and even Disney's Carnotaurus. The red and the gray, just it contrasts very well together. And it's very much like the Demon, like I said, because you got the darker color here on the body, the lighter color at the bottom, and the red for the top part, especially around the head. And it just works perfect. So the coloring is really nice. This could actually be a baby Demon Carnotaurus if you really wanted to. If they gave it horns, I mean, that's like perfect. But nope, it's a smaller species. So yeah, I really do like the gray and the red. And you got this lighter beige color for the lower jaw, and it kind of goes down the neck a little bit. Obviously, it would have been cool if it was all the way down, but you know, it is what it is. I like the green eye, it makes it pop. Again, very similar to the Demon Carnotaurus. I believe that one had a green eye too, so this is like an offspring of the Demon Carnotaurus. And then you got a black pupil for the inside, which my eyes on this version of the figure looks really good. Sometimes you don't get eyes that are that good. And then the teeth are like this yellowish beige color, and the paint job looks okay. It looks fairly good for the most part. Not perfect, but enough to get the job done. You got some kind of bleeding up onto the skull right here, but it's no biggie. And then the inside of the mouth, specifically the flaps and the tongue, are like the pink fleshy color. And that's pretty much it in terms of colors. Articulation, as you saw, the jaw can open and close, and the neck right here can just go up and down. And the little arms here surprisingly have articulation as well. They just swivel up about that far, and it goes forward about that far. So that's pretty interesting that Mattel actually gave this dinosaur articulated limbs. I would have been fine if they weren't movable at all. Their arms are like completely useless for the most part, unless it's like some sort of for some sort of mating ritual, like the Carnotaurus from Prehistoric Planet or something. I don't know. The legs here, pretty typical for the danger packs. They just move forward and backwards. They don't pivot in and out or anything. And then the tail here, completely useless, but you got a swivel here at the base of the tail. And that's pretty much it for this little dinosaur. But a lot of cool detail is packed into this little one, which is really nice. I really like it a lot. Articulation, actually no, duh, we just did articulation. Comparison wise, here we'll do a human comparison. I'm not sure if this is entirely accurate or not. Like I said, I have to look more into Guemesia, but here it is next to Yaz. So I think it looks pretty good as of right now, but I don't know how accurate it is. And then we'll compare it with other smaller Abelisaurs. I'm not going to do a full lineup of all my Abelisaurs until maybe closer to the end of this year. We are getting 2 other ones in the Wild War assortment. We're getting Allosaurus and Abelisaurus. So I'll wait till I get those before I do a full Abelisaur lineup. But right now, we're just going to stick with smaller ones. Here we got the Rugops, which is one of my favorites. However, I wish the figure was definitely a bit better. I like the feathers. I like the colors, I like the sculpt of the head, but the body should have been definitely like this, like the famous Abelisaur design. Shouldn't have 2 fingers, like Tyrannosaur-like fingers. It should be short and stubby. The tail is really skinny and really short, but you know, it is what it is. I think they look pretty good together, and of course the Rugops has major standing issues. I'll stand that up in a second. And then lastly, we have the Guemesaurus. This one's another good one too. It's got the famous Jurassic World Carnotaurus proportions, but at least they're still smaller in appearance. But I like how the proportions look with the elongated body, longer legs, smaller head. I love the crocodilian Abelisaur pattern of the scutes on the back. So this is another great one as well. I really do like this one. And compared to the Guemesia, I think they look pretty darn nice. And we'll just do a quick little shot of all 3 of them together. And yeah, really nice little grouping of smaller Abelisaurs. I don't know if there's any other ones that Mattel could make. I'm sure there's so many. There are so many species that Mattel makes that I just can't even believe I didn't know that thing existed. So, but yeah, all these look really nice together. So that's pretty much all I have to say for this figure, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I recommend this little guy. I mean, if you're a collector like me that wants to collect every single species that Mattel brings out, at least having one of each species in your collection, then I'd say definitely get this as soon as you find it. But, you know, is it something that you desperately need? Maybe not necessarily, but I liked, you know, as a dinosaur lover myself, I like to have all the species. So if you're like that, then I recommend it. It's a really cool looking figure regardless. So hope you guys like this little review. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again for the next video.